Welcome back to the Free Miles MC YouTube channel, and today it's really cool being a YouTuber because I get to ride one of my most dream bikes that I always wanted to ride. The Suzuki GSX-R750 from 1989. This model is called the Slingshot, and just have a look at the beautiful looks with the really nice dual front headlight. I'm a sucker for those. I love them. And just how the rear end looks, and this bike looks so like 1980s, 1990s, and it's a real performance bike. This is an air-cooled super sport. The engineers at Suzuki really put an effort into making this basically the fastest thing possible with the technology they had, and this was also a bike that won a lot of endurance races like the 24 Hours of Le Mans. It's a really good machine. Let's swing a leg over it to kind of get a feel for it. At my height of like 6'5" or 1.95 m, it feels very cramped. I mean, it's a super sport, but I still have room on the bike, and the tank just feels enormous. And one of the cool things about the old sport bikes is they come with really big tanks. This bike has a 21-liter tank. Yeah, and let's see how this whole package handles on the road. So, let's go. So we're now on the road with the Suzuki GSX-R750. What a dream. One thing I instantly have to say, the bike is really rev happy, especially for an air-cooled engine, because of the membrane fuel tap, and then how the carburetors work. Like the rev meter only starts at like 3000 RPM, and down at the bottom really nothing is happening. But as soon as you basically the turns here, this is wonderful. And now basically here is a big hole, and then all of a sudden it really goes. Yeah. Let's shift down again and go. Oh, what a sound! What a characterful, nice experience. This is a dream.
The way this motorcycle sounds is completely street legal, and it's just such a special sound with the air-cooled, high-revving 4-cylinder. Here's a sound clip.
I'm loving this so much. The engine brake is really intense, like you need to really look out that you're not locking up the rear tire. And this bike is absolute overkill for this road. This road is a lot nicer on a really not so powerful machine. But yeah, here we are. Let's go. Just the sound. The top amount of torque of this motorcycle is applying at around 10,000 RPM, which is just crazy. Like, this bike is such a rev happy machine. You can really feel it on your wrists that this is a sporty machine. Well, to be honest, comfortable this bike is not, but fun to ride, most definitely. Let's go through here. Now let's go. Just, can you hear this insane sound? Like, wow.
This motorcycle doesn't just look good in motion. Usually when we think of gorgeous motorcycles, we think of the motorcycles of the 1960s or modern classic bikes inspired by them. However, I think that the 1980s, 1990s plastic look with the dual front headlight definitely has its own charm that can compete with the old classic bikes from the 1960s in its own way.
Here in the 750 race, the Texan pushes so hard through the off-camber turn 4 that he gets the Suzuki sideways and right to the edge of the track. Team Hammer's Tolan slows down to watch the crash, but Poland saves it and leads the charge into turn 5. Incredible action. It was Doug Poland's first battle with what could be the fastest group of club racers in the nation, the American Federation of Motorcyclists. The Texan adapted instantly to the tricky winds at Willow Springs and learned to use the draft to his advantage. Tolan, despite being on Poland like a Krishna on an airport traveler, could only manage second place as the amazing Poland scored wins in both the 750 and 1100 classes in his first visit to Willow Springs.
The bike, in a way, feels like the logical continuation of the from the factory club sport cafe racer-ish motorbikes that companies produced at the time, just with full fairings and everything ramped up to 11, and it being a proper race replica, basically, of the bike that you were able to see on track. This is shown in the really light aluminum frame, which was really revolutionary for the time. This bike now has a dry weight of 199 kilos, and the 1985 model even had a weight down to 180 kilos, which for a dry weight is incredibly light for the time. The engineers of this motorcycle saved even more weight with making this motorcycle air and oil cooled and not having water cooling on this machine, saving even more weight. And they had a special cooling system for this motorcycle, how it was developed aerodynamically so that the air could reach the engine ideally, and they shaved off a bit of more material every time off the engine, and at the same time still managed to keep the engine really reliable. Like, this motorcycle had a lot of success in endurance racing, and a huge part of that is that Suzuki at the time had internally in their company racing teams that would compete with each other, and there was a racing team of the engine developers that really regularly won and never scored less than underneath 10th place, that developed this incredible engine. Compared to the even bigger 1100 basically of this machine, this bike really has, instead of the strong and powerful approach, a really light and agile and enough power approach, which makes it an incredible package, and it basically changed motorcycle riding the way we have it today. Also with its adjustable suspension in the front and in the rear, which is really impressive.
Apart from the adjustable suspension, the bike comes with two 310mm Nissan brakes and also a 160 rear tire with an 18-inch wheel, typical for the sports bikes of the time. Also, the bike comes with beautiful looking and functional ram air intakes.
Basically a bike that changed motorcycle racing and then bikes on the street forever. So after now having ridden the Suzuki GSX-R750, I have to say I found quite a lot of fun in this machine. Like, it really takes some getting used to, especially with the throttle response down low, but once you got the hang of it, this is amazing. In the beginning it took me some more getting used to than usual with a motorbike, because this is really quite the bike. Like, the engine brake is so strong, you can really lock up the rear tire and send yourself flying with this bike really quickly. But once you got the hang of it, just wow. This is pure motorcycle riding fun. Like, the bike doesn't really respond at the bottom, so you have this like slowly opening it up while leaned over, and then when you exit the turn you instantly have all the go. This is just such a magnificent bike, and just the sound of this machine is just incredible. I think I've never heard anything like it. Like, I am so in love. I will absolutely catch myself later on eBay Kleinanzeigen trying to find this motorcycle because I want one now. And the handling, yeah. And over to the other side. Ah, this is so good. Just so fun, so fun. I genuinely don't care that this motorcycle makes me really uncomfortable physically. But like, it is just so amazing. It's so amazing. It's so hot at my legs. Like, today is quite a hot day and I'm just sweating like crazy. getting one of these motorcycles is most likely not a reasonable decision, because most likely it's expensive to maintain, even though it's air-cooled, so you have less complicated stuff like I just had with the FCR that kind of took my whole winter with the and the water pump on the FCR, so you don't have this here. But even though it's not a logically really like sound decision to get one of these are incredibly fun, and I can 100% recommend it. It's so good. So now my final verdict on the Suzuki GSX-R750. And I have to say, first of all, I'm really thankful for having the opportunity to ride this amazing motorcycle, because this is, for me, pretty much a dream bike. I've had this bike on the list of bikes I want to ride in my lifetime, and it's incredibly cool. It was one of the best sounding motorcycles that we had on the channel so far. The air-cooled sound of this machine is just incredible, and it's so high revving. It has at 75 Newton meters right at the top at 10,000 RPM, and it feels quite gutless. Before that, you kind of need to like open the throttle before the bike gets any push, which results in a like really tricky riding situation that you need to get used to first. But if you manage to master it, it's so fun. And this is 100% a bike that you also should be taking on the motorcycle racetrack, because this bike wants to either just go, or not so much. But honestly, it is such a fun riding experience. It's really a stepping stone in motorcycle engineering history, and such a cool bike. I also most definitely, I think it's the better choice compared to the 1100, because this bike is already overkill on the street. And if you then have a bike with even more power, even more, and then like also more weight, I think if you look for a retro old school motorcycle and just want to get the real thing, this is the bike for you. This is really cool, like especially with the air-cooled engine, so lovely. That also makes it a bit more characterful than something like my Yamaha FCR600 or Yamaha FCR1000, the one that I'm working on. Sadly, I don't have that bike finished up until now, otherwise we would be standing here with two amazing old school bikes. But with the air-cooled engine, it's just incredible. Yeah, I'm basically just giving the bike a lot of praise. Of course, there are the one or other downside. It's incredibly tough to maneuver on a driveway. Good luck turning this thing around. And also, how much steering angle you have is basically determined by how big your hands are, because the thing that will be stopping the handlebars is not like some rubber protector, but no, your knuckles. You will bust open your knuckles trying to turn this motorcycle. But it's an old characterful bike, and I gotta say, even with like the one or other downside, I had a really, really good time on this machine, and I'm 100% a fan. If you have the money, get one, basically. The owner of this motorcycle, thanks to him, Sebastian, he's gotten this bike for $2,000 and put around $1,000 in it with making some of his own work and bringing some of it to the shop. But he got a really good price for it. Like, I think they're being traded at like $4,000 to $5,000. Yeah, but what an incredible machine. And definitely like and subscribe, and I hope you're looking forward to new videos in the future. I hope that I get my own 90s super sport bike, the FCR, soon on the road, and see you in the next video.